I'm going to start by saying, excuse my voice, but I think I can get through 6 minutes. Lift every voice and sing until every voice. Lift every voice and sing till earth and heaven ring. Ring with the harmony of liberty. Let our rejoicing rise high as the listening skies. Let us resound high as the rolling sea. A song written by two African-American brothers in the early 1900s, written to celebrate President Lincoln's birthday. This song is the namesake of our Lift Every Voice campaign for the National Museum of African American History, a small museum, the 19th museum of the Smithsonian Institution, that opened in September of this year. This campaign is one that is to celebrate not just the success of the museum on the Smithsonian Mall, but to celebrate all those that have been studying, celebrating, telling the stories of African American and African descent, African diaspora stories. And so, this song is one that named our campaign. We felt it encapsulated all the things that we were trying to accomplish in the 100-year journey of opening the museum. We felt it encapsulated the truth and the journey and the overcoming of obstacles that the museum represents. In launching this global initiative, it's a 100% online initiative where we invited different organizations to join in the celebration, to share the stage with those that are celebrating African American history and culture and African descent populations. And in doing that, we're one museum that wanted to get this out to many museums. So we went to our different alliances. And we started with the Association of African American Museums, a museum that has a membership base of over 300 museums and museum professionals. In other spaces, the Southeastern Museums Conference is one that has the highest concentration of African American museums. We incorporated our partners and friends at TIPA, who has very strong ties with Latin America, also with very high African descent population communities, museums, and cultural institutions. American Alliance of Museums, American Spaces. American Spaces is one that has over 700 centers in countries around the world. We went to these organizations first and partnered with them to get the word out about this online initiative. Right on our campus at the Smithsonian Institution, we went and partnered with our sites, is what we call them, our Smithsonian Institution Traveling Exhibition Services, who wanted to be one of the first to co-brand and co-celebrate the opening of the museum, and created a poster set called A Place for All People that was available and still is available for those for no cost. It's a poster set that talks about the story of the African American story, the American story through the African American lens. This is one that has been showcased in several museums and cultural institutions around the globe. So after we put out the call for those to co-brand, to co-celebrate, to share what they were already doing, people responded from all over the globe. Haiti, the Caribbean, places in Brazil, other Latin American places, France, lots of places all over responded. They responded with current exhibitions they had already going on. They brought out their different programs that they were already doing to show and share that they too were celebrating, acknowledging, and telling the stories of African American and African descent populations. The impact to date, these statistics, these maps, show you the breadth and reach of what's been done, and these are our statistics only to October 1. As you can see, we have 850 celebrations to date, representing 41 US states and 25 countries. We want to push that even higher. So I stand here today for those of you that may be hearing about the Lift Every Voice campaign for the first time. It's one that everyone can get on board with, whether it's you're of an African American or African descent population institution, you have ties to people and stories and objects, places that you preserve that link to the African descent populations. I know that Latin America has one of the highest African descent populations outside of the United States. These are some of the photographs and images pulled from the museum's collections And it represents, this alone just represents the African descent populations present in Latin America. On your right, my left, you can see some of the photography from Tony Gleaton, one that has been mapping and using photography to showcase some of those African descent populations. This image in the middle is one of my favorite, where it talks about historical amnesia, and we hope that you would be empowered to turn your attention, use the stage, leverage the cachet of the Smithsonian name, and co-brand with us to showcase the African American, African descent populations and the great people that they are. Connect. These are just a few of the things that I've pulled that is happening already and going on within Latin America. And we hope that you would dig deep and find some of these stories and co-brand with us. To do that, you would go to register the event, register the exhibition, the program. We have asked people to do so in 3 different ways. People are re-watching the dedication ceremony that can be found live on the website for the museum, as well as use social media, Lyft, Namak, as we say, all together, and register. The campaign is open. It runs through December 2017. I hope that all of you will look to your own institutions and co-brand and co-celebrate and become a part of this global directory. My name is Auntaneshia Staveloz. I'm with the Smithsonian National Museum of African American History and Culture. Thank you.